do you think?
I think you'd never guess it was a wig.
Mm-hmm. I had it made when I was at Mount Royal. I was playing a lot of tennis because, well, I didn't have too much else to do at the time, and I kept coming home with my hair a wreck and finding Seneca and some Nobel Prize winner waiting for me to play glamorous hostess.
Well, I think it looks just lovely. But is it comfortable under the dressing?
Not terribly, but don't tell anyone. I'm not going to sit here swathed in bandages. Actually, I think I made an awful mistake. My mother had red hair, and I always envied her so much. And this was my chance to do something about it. But at the last second, I lost my nerve, and I had to match my own.
Dr. Bolak, why don't you try holding it in your left hand?
I'm right-handed.
But your right side is still weak from the surgery.
Don't be silly, Ray. There's nothing wrong with me.
Seneca, what's going on? She was sitting in there this morning, looking absolutely terrific, not complaining of any post-op discomfort, with her right hand wobbling all over the place, pretending none of it was happening. I mean, Mother said it was as if we were all having coffee on the deck at the Cape.
I know. I had the same experience late last night. How did your mother handle it?
She went along with it. Either one of us felt like trying to talk sense to her, you know?
I know. I think you did the right thing.
But, I mean, it isn't as if she were irrational about anything else. I mean, I don't think there's that kind of brain damage.
No, Bucky. It's something else entirely. See, some patients who are terminally ill, when they finally come to grips with their illness, well, they have a need to block out everything else until they can face the reality of death.
And you think that's what's happened to Nell?
Well, she shared it with us. She tried to manage it, and it got away from her. Now it's real, Bucky. And she doesn't want to die.
We're all patients of his. He didn't tell you?
I wanted to think that I was the only one.
This is my past, my regret.
Do not dwell in the past.
Leo!
Do not dream of the future.
9 years from now, something awful is going to happen here.
Am I dead? Oh my God. What if I made a mistake?
A SoapNet original primetime drama. Being Erica. New season premiere Wednesday, January 26th at 11 on SoapNet.
Someone's feeling better.
Pediacare, relied on by moms and pediatricians to help kids feel better.
Can you enjoy vegetables with sauce and still reach your weight loss goals? You can with Green Giant frozen vegetables. Over 20 delicious varieties have 60 calories or less per serving and are now Weight Watchers endorsed. Try Green Giant frozen vegetables with sauce.
Let's give a warm welcome to Martha Borst.
Take a look at these hands. That's rheumatoid arthritis. They've experienced the pain of turning a key and the frustration of trying to button a blouse. And they're the reason I had to ask myself, am I settling for how I'm living with RA, or could I get more out of the life I'm living? Settling or living? What about you? Go to realraliving.com or call this number to get information that could help you see where you stand with your RA. The truth is, RA isn't going to go away, but it doesn't have to stand in your way. Go to realraliving.com. Call this number. Don't let the fear and frustration of RA decide your future. Get the facts. When it comes to your RA, are you settling or are you living?
Now join Martha Borst for a webinar created for RA patients like you.
I'm Ronnie from Jersey Shore, and keeping it real is what it's all about. That's why I use Xenadrin, and here are some real people to tell you about their amazing results.
I'm Haley. Xenadrin helped me lose an incredible 50 pounds and changed my life.
I'm Sonia, and I got real Xenadrin results. I lost 35 pounds, and I've never felt this sexy.
Real people, real results. Get Xenadrin today.
Get Xenadrin, get results. Available everywhere.
It's the same story in all 5 buildings. No services, no super, no explanations. Mrs. Huber thinks the owner's ready to sell to the hospital again, and I'm sure she's right.
Yeah, well, that little lady's as sharp as they come. So, how about getting the tenants up and talking to them? Get them to talk to each other.
Yeah, but no meetings in the school auditorium this time. Last spring, the owner, whoever he is, didn't take us seriously. Now he'll know enough to fight, so let's move quietly. Small groups, no public notices. Eh?
Mm-hmm. How about 2, 3 families in the apartment at once?
Great. Mrs. Huber would love us to use her place.
Okay, we got the 10 people in her apartment building we can start with. They'll help with the neighbors. They're terrific people. Won't take them long to get the swing of things.
I'm just sorry it's necessary.
Yeah. Think how sorry the owner's going to be when he finds out that Councilman Frank Ryan isn't afraid to help his old friends.
Bob, I'm going to follow through on this thing, so the Hubers and the Simpsons and the Congianos and the rest won't ever have to worry about their homes again.
Attaboy.
There's a holding company and a little corporation and finally a management company running those buildings, but somebody's behind them. We'll find out who. I'll ask Jill to get right on it.
Charlie Ferris ought to be here.
Why?
There's nothing he likes better than seeing you go into action. He was telling me last night at the club you'd make a terrific congressman.
Let me be a terrific councilman first.
Hey, Fred Preston's in an awful lot of trouble. Income tax evasion, playing around.
Does Charlie really think Preston might resign from Congress?
All I know is there's a lot of talk about a special congressional election, and Charlie must have gone on an hour about Congressman Ryan.
For Pete's sake, I haven't even made it to the city council yet.
Well, who knows? I'll get it. Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Frank, do you have a minute? I have to talk to you.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Coleridge. Hey, you know, I've done about 50 miles on this thing. Back's behaving so well, it's sending me home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm touched by your response.
Well, I'm sorry, Nick, but I'm a little tired this morning.
Yeah, now that you do mention it, you look a bit under the weather.
Will you knock it off, Nick?
No, seriously, Raj, you ought to get somebody to look at that eye. Take better care of yourself, Raj. Might check into the hospital. There's a bed open. Nice room. Afternoon sun.
Well, listen, I'm leaving here in a couple of minutes, and you can try to make somebody else laugh, Nick. But I want to know is, do you want this now, or what?
Oh, Raj, is this what I think it is?
It's $4,500, Nick.
Ain't you a sweetheart?
Well, I guess we're all squared away, huh?
Come on, Roger, don't look at me that way. I like you. And I have high hopes you're going to learn how to do business right.
Yeah, Herbie's a fine teacher, Nick.
Raj. I want you to know I'm very happy that you've settled your little debt. The money part, that is.
What does that mean?
Well, you're not forgetting the interest you owe in the form of certain information?
No, Nick. Nick, I won't.
did you get your mother off to Boston?
Well, I put her in a cab for the airport. Now, whether or not she got distracted before she made the plane, I don't know.
I tried to convince her to get some shopping done as long as she was here and take an evening flight. There was no point in wasting a trip.
Well, I don't think she felt it was wasted.
Dr. Carter, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Did she understand that I'm really all right now?
Well, I think she got the picture.
Because I loved seeing her, but it wasn't fair, frightening her that way, Bucky.
Well, that certainly wasn't my intention.
Hey, Bucky. Look at me. I don't mean to scold you. I know that you were worried too, and look, you understand better than any of us how Diana overreacts to a situation, especially if it involves either you or me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm all right, Bucky.
It's okay.
Dr. Bolak?
Yeah.
Do you remember me? I'm Kenneth Castle, your new technician.
Oh, Kenneth, how nice to see you. Please come in.
I'm not intruding.
No, not at all.
Hello, Dr. Carter.
Hi, Kenneth. Well, look, since you got company, I'll be getting back to the floor. I'll see you later, huh?
Whenever you've got time. Thanks, darling.
See you, Kenneth.
Right. I think your nephew's a very nice person.
So do I, as a matter of fact.
Do you like violets?
Oh, Kenneth, they're one of my great favorites. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm sorry this had to happen to you.
Me too. I'm sorry about the delay in the work. This has to have inconvenienced you terribly. Did your transfer come through from the central lab?
Oh, yes, this is all taken care of. But I haven't been inconvenienced in the least, Dr. Bolak, honestly. I talked with your husband, and we decided that I should just do what I could. So I cleaned your lab thoroughly, and I put in requisitions for some of the stuff you needed, that we all needed. And I sealed the last batch of dye that you left. And then I looked through all of the lab files so that I'd be thoroughly acquainted with your system, which, by the way, is very nicely organized.
Thank you.
And so we wouldn't have to waste any time once you got back to work.
Oh, Kenneth, we're going to get along just fine.
I hope so.
Thank you for doing all that.
I liked doing it. Do you know yet when you'll be released?
Well, I'm not sure. I hope sometime next week.
Good. I'd like to say something, which I hope doesn't sound too forward. But you look beautiful. You don't look like you've been sick at all.
Well, I'm well now.
Shall I put these over there with the other flowers?
Oh, please. Somewhere where they'll get some light, but I can still enjoy them.
Here?
That's fine.
Well, these are very cheerful, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of friends.
Yeah, well, let's see. Those are from Seneca. And the ones over there from Maeve and Johnny Ryan. Oh, and Faith Coleridge brought this little bouquet by this morning.
I like it best. Oh, look at this.
What is it?
Oh, Dr. Coleridge left her pen and her ID card by the flowers.
Oh, dear, she probably forgot them.
Oh, I could take them to her mailbox in the lounge.
Oh, would you, Kenneth, with a little note attached?
Sure. I like Dr. Coleridge. All the Dr. Coleridges, but she seems especially pleasant.
She's an interesting person.
Yeah, you don't like her?
Oh, well, if you got the impression that I have some reservations, Kenneth, it's not that I don't like her, because I do. She's bright and charming. She'll make an excellent doctor. I just feel that she's not very happy, that's all.
Really? That surprises me.
Well, at any rate, I'm sure she'll be glad to get her ID back. Have you ever tried to cash a check around here without one? They practically threaten you with arrest.
I'll see she gets it right away.
this marriage is a farce.
Now that she's an Abbott,
I'm joining Abby in her lawsuit.
let the battle begin.
We're going to war.
The Young and the Restless, tonight at 7 on SoapNet.
Next week on All New Views.
Hello, I'm Betty White. I'm 88 and a half.
Your favorite sassy lady from Hot in Cleveland and Hollywood's It Girl, Betty White. Plus the trio of fabulous friends from the show, Valerie Bertinelli, Wendy Malick, and Jane Lees. Next week on All New Views on ABC.
Last year, the U.S. alone used over 39 billion plastic bottles of water. That's enough to stretch around the Earth over 190 times. Each Brita filter can take up to 300 of those bottles out of the equation. It's a small step that can make a big difference.
Ally works when you work. If you skip this latte and opt for the smaller, low-fat one, you'll cut about 12 grams of fat. Then take Ally with it to help boost your weight loss. So for every 2 pounds you work to lose, Ally can help you lose 1 more. Ally, how healthy works.
I can't believe it's not butter. With no trans fat and 70% less saturated fat than butter. Butter taste, better health.
This week, lives will be threatened. They thought the danger was over.
We're family now. It's gonna take that away from us.
But it's just the beginning.
What is she gonna do next?
Then, someone's framing Todd for murder. Now he wants answers.
Give me a name.
Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
And Jill, every other word out of his mouth was about Frank running for Preston's congressional seat. I tell you, all he's got to do is step down. Charlie's going to have that nomination right in the pocket.
Well, look, suppose Preston decides to tough it out. I mean, he still has a year to his term.
Nah, not in Riverside. Nobody wants to see their congressman's love story in the paper, the morning paper, especially when they've got a wife at home, 3 lovely kids. Okay, I'll leave you two here alone. I got to go over and see Mrs. Huber. Maybe we can get some things taken care of before night, okay?
Right. Well, you let me know what the plan is, will you? Come here.
Who else is home?
Nobody. I love you. And I got a little research job for you.
Okay.
But first, maybe you better tell me what's up, huh?
Oh, Frank. I understand the whole business about the $6,500 now.
You do?
Roger came to my apartment last night. He told me everything. Oh, Frank, he was all bloody and beaten up.
What happened?
It's okay. I mean, he's a mess, but he's gonna be all right. But Frank, he started betting on the horses again. He owes $4,500.
I knew he'd get more credit.
Yes, but apparently this creditor, he breaks bones if an account goes unpaid.
Yeah. It's Nick Szabo.
You sure?
Yeah. I went to see him about Roger the day I fell.
I mean, Frank, he admits to running an illegal gambling operation?
He denies it with a big grin on his face, and the neighborhood's full of his customers.
Frank, why don't the police go after him?
They've tried. 1, he's got a legitimate cover with his funeral home. 2, people are afraid to testify against him. Can you imagine Roger turning him in?
No. He's terrified.
But not enough to stay away from the horses.
Frank, Roger told me that he threatened you about us. And he made you give him the $6,500. When everybody was asking you to put in that insurance claim, you must have been desperate to tell somebody what he was doing to you. Oh, Frank, you never said a word because you didn't want me to know my brother was blackmailing you. I love you for that because I know it must have been a hard, lonely time for you.
I hated keeping secrets from you. But Roger's paying me back bit by bit. I can't forget he saved my life, getting me off that staircase.
Frank, look, I gave him $4,500 this morning, but I just don't think that's going to satisfy Nick entirely. Roger says that he keeps pressing him for information about you.
Yeah, He knows I didn't bail Roger out just to be a pal. He's been fishing for the reason for months. I wonder how far he'll go to make Roger talk.
Now, what's the word about Frank Ryan?
No, Nick.
Roger, your secret's safe with me. Didn't Herbie make that clear? Oh,
No, he didn't.
No? Well, fortunately, Herbie's got unlimited patience. He'll talk to you again.
Please, Nick. Please.
Don't worry about your face.
Not my hands, Nick.
I'm afraid you'll have to see Herbie about that.
Now, you've got your money. I don't owe you a cent.
What do you have on Frank Ryan?
My sister. I told her I wouldn't say anything to you or anyone else.
What's your sister got to do with it?
Not now. Nick, not now.
Roger, Herbie has this hammer, see?
All right. All right. Frank's been having an affair with Jill.
True blue, Frank Ryan. You dog, you.
It's too late to use. He's been elected. In a couple of months, he'll be sworn in, and by then, nobody will care who he's in love with.
Now, Roger, I'm afraid I must disagree. Don't you know Congressman Preston's been acting very naughty lately, and people are thinking of Frank Ryan as a nice, shiny replacement for Riverside to send to Washington.
You couldn't stop him with just a little gossip, Nick.
Roger, I'd murder him inside of 24 hours. If I wanted to, I'd fix it so that people never forgot what Frank and Jill did to poor Mrs. Ryan and that nice, sweet baby. Oh, good. I have Frank Ryan right where I want him.
Next, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Later, see who's stirring up trouble in Pine Valley on All My Children, only on SoapNet. People are talking about General Hospital. Cheryl Simpson posted on Facebook, "I am loving the secret between Brenda and Dante." Jessica Rigby adds, "This will be the big twister. Poor Sonny, poor Lulu." Kristen J. Pfluger wants to see Carly versus Brenda. Let the duel begin. But Megan Werner says, "No more secrets between Sonny and Brenda. They need a fresh start." And Pearl Ann Brown sums it up with, "Drama, drama, drama." People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
There's a revolution in weight loss, and it begins with you.
Okay, here goes. I lost 80 pounds. I'm much more outgoing and happy and ecstatic all the time. I'm the incredible shrinking woman.
Looking at myself in the mirror, just like from every angle.
This is me. We sent out cameras across the country and asked you to tell us your success stories in your words.
Thank you, Nutrisystem.
This is the new Nutrisystem. We've recruited top chefs to help remake and reinvent our foods. Foods so good, you'll rethink what it means to be on a diet. Call today and get your first 7 days free. That's 28 meals free. It's a weight loss revolution.
I've lost 101 pounds.
Never felt better in a black dress before. Nice job.
We're gonna have some fun now.
It's time to say hooray you. Get started today with your first 7 days free. It's our best food at our lowest price ever. The new Nutrisystem. Call 800-321-THIN or visit Nutrisystem.com.
It's time, Erica. Choose a door.
Choices. They are life's constant. Anything is possible, right? The choice to be brave. I have breast cancer. The choice to turn back. I feel like I'm way out of my league. But when life doesn't turn out the way you hoped,
Something awful is going to happen here.
am I dead? You wonder, did you ever really have a choice? Am I married?
No one gets to see their future. That's not how this works.
The shocking new season begins.
I need to know.
Being Erica premieres Wednesday, January 26th at 11 on SoapNet.
It's a farewell event you don't want to miss. ABC Daytime and SoapNet salute Broadway Cares, the grand finale celebration. For one final amazing night, catch the stars of All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, and The View on Broadway in New York City.
Thank you so much.
This is the final Broadway Cares performance ever, so don't miss your last chance to see this special event, Sunday, March 13th. ABC Daytime and SoapNet salute Broadway Cares, the grand finale celebration. For ticket information, go to abc.com or soapnet.com.
You're on tour with Pork Chop.
Want to know what your favorite General Hospital rockers have been up to?
5 days of crazy. Oh, yeah.
Port Chuck just finished their first tour.
Here we go.
And SoapNet's got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the guys on the road. To see more of Port Chuck on tour,
Go to soapnet.com. We'll see you again soon.
You're lovely.
Thank you.
What's that all about?
Oh, I was remembering your comments about this week, the evening I brought it home.
Oh, as I remember, it wasn't the wig. It was the price. Huh?
You thought that I'd gone out and spent $250 just to make you mad.
Was that it?
Yes.
I thought so.
You deserved it. You've been ignoring me, darling. I felt like a geisha to the scientific set. Some kind of super-educated cocktail hostess. At one point, I was playing around with the idea of short black skirt and mesh stockings.
I'd give anything if I could have those years over again at Mount Royal.
No do-overs, Seneca. You have to get it right the first time.
We have now.
Yes, we have. Hey, how soon do you think before I can get out of here?
Well...
Oh, don't stall. I'll scream when.
Next week.
Early next week.
Wait a minute. Maybe. What's a big rush?
Crank up the bed a bit.
All right.
Oh, I want to get back to work. Do you realize that Kenneth has been reduced to polishing beakers in the lab?
Yeah, I know.
I want to get that dye stabilized and ready for general manufacture by the first of the year.
You're serious?
Absolutely. I want to get it over and done with and get on to something else. I'm a little bored with the vascular system.
Does that have anything to do with your condition?
My condition is behind me now. I'm not going to think about it anymore. In this morning's mail, I got an invitation to a conference in San Francisco in March. And I think I'd like to go.
Was that at the Ryder Institute?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that. They've got a section on neurology there.
Would you like to go?
If you do.
If the opaque dye project's completed by then, I'd like to offer a paper on it. And since I'd be there, I'd like to take a drive up the Pacific Coast Highway again.
Sure.
It seems to me that I've wasted so much time these past few years. That we've wasted so much time. You know?
Yes.
And if something is that important, if it means so much, then...
No. You're right. Don't waste a moment more.
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on